Hello! Hey everyone, happy Sunday. Hey Jim, you are the first one in, Jim. That doesn't happen very often. So you get to tell me if you can see and hear me, and if everything technically looks okay. So how are you doing? How's everybody doing? I'm not sure who's in. Usually by now we've got a lot of chit chat going on, but I don't see a lot. But I do know that we have a 3-day weekend this weekend, so maybe some people are off doing some fun things. Hey Rhonda. So what's been going on? So it's been a relatively busy week. I've been making my sourdough bread, enjoying that thoroughly. In fact, I think it's going to inspire me to make a little sourdough notebook, because I've been trying different variations, and my husband said, well, why don't you start documenting what you're doing, and that way you can find the best variation, because everyone tells me sourdough is a journey. Sourdough is definitely a process. So I thought I would do a little cute journal with a theme of sourdough, and I'm going to be working on that over the next week or so. So I'll share that with you when it's done, and it'll be in digital, so I'll make it available to you guys. I know some of y'all are into sourdough, so it will be fun to have a little journal book to be able to document the successes, and things that work, things that don't, kind of like that. So let me know, you guys, if you can see me and hear me. I'm hoping, because I've been chit-chatting here, and I haven't gotten a thumbs up as far as seeing and hearing me, so hopefully all is good. Hey Robin, hey Sharon, Teresa, how are you? So yeah, as soon as I get the confirmation that we are all good, I will go ahead and transition down, because I am ready to go. I know that isn't very often, but I have been playing a little bit in my craft room, and thanks Robin. And I've been working on a kit. Hopefully you guys saw that I did put a new kit out there, and it was inspired by Tim Holtz's new paper release. Robin, I hope you are staying strong. I know you were on a no purchase January, but I know you were looking at Tim's new paper. And honestly, I'm trying to get rid of a lot of my paper, so I am staying away. But some of the paper that he made was based on some of his collage strips, and collaging, I don't want to call them, what are they? His cards. So I went ahead and created some background paper using some of my collage strips, and that's what we're going to play with today. And it's great timing, because I had just recently, no orders done yet. Good for you, Robin. Staying strong. What was I saying? I put together some kits, of the kit, and then I printed out some paper, and I'm going to create some cards with them. And they are, they're not Valentine's, you guys, but they're Valentine color. So they're pastels, and I know I don't do a lot of pastels, so surprise, surprise, Monica's doing pastels. But they're very cute, and I thought they would be good little cards that if you want to send them to just friends or, family, or you're not necessarily sending a Valentine, but you're sending a nice little pink or red card. So that's what we're going to work on today. And then I'll show you what I've been playing with on my desk that I think we're going to do next week. So I'm ahead of the game, guys. Amazing, amazing. All right, let me transition down. And also, before I get too ahead of myself, I did send out a newsletter. I've been putting more of my vintage items out on my website. So if you guys like authentic vintage, now's the time to get it, because I am destashing quite a bit of my vintage. And I'll show you, I'll share a few things with you. All right, let me transition down. Walnut stain, I know, Robin. I have it on my desk though, but maybe it'll make an appearance. We'll see. All right, overhead camera. Transition. All right, messy desk. All right, so before I get into what we're going to do, I want to share with you what I've been playing with. And when I set up the live for next week, I'll link some of the stuff that I'm using. But in my process of trying to get rid of some of my vintage items, I pulled out, and I've shared this with you guys before, I have a couple of old yearbooks. So what I've been doing is cutting out the photos. You can see here, cutting out the photos, and I've been using them for collage cards. It was amazing. I was telling my husband, some of these kids back then, they don't even look like teenagers, do they? I mean, that looks like a grown man. But what I've been doing is also cutting out like what they want to do. Like this one was Dwayne Gardner, and he wants to be a mechanical engineer. And his little saying was, "The longer one lives, the more he learns." And I like these little, I like these little proverbs. This here, Shirley Ann Vidari, ambition to go to college and be a beauty operator. The mischief in her eyes betrays her thoughts. So I've just been using the little, the little pictures, but not cutting away the sayings that they have under them. So that's what I think we're going to do next week. I want to get a little bit more organized for next week because I'm going to be using some of my kits for the lines. Like for instance, this Hennett Drug Co. Is this right here. This was actually the original vintage one because some of these are actually made out of vintage items. But I have that, and then as part of the kit I also have these in there. And this is the original one. This is the original vintage one. And I scanned it best I could, and I made some reproductions. So that's what I've been working on. And I'm gonna, like I said, this kit is in the shop, but what I want to do before next week is I want to create more strips of these, because I have these in strips also. So if you go out to the shop, if you want to just get the digital form for next week, I will link it, but you can probably find it out there. It's under labels or something like that. But I'm reproducing the original, and I'm going to put these, and I think I'm going to make several of these little rolls with different labels and put them in a physical kit, but you can also get them in digital. But I know sometimes people want the physical item rather than having to print them and making them out themselves. So that's why I'm not ready for next week. But I will be, I promise. But that is what I've been playing with on my desk. And it's been a lot of fun working with some of these old yearbooks. But I just can't believe how much older the kids looked back then. Kind of crazy, right? All right, well, I don't want to sit here and roll this while we talk. I'll do that later. So that's what we're going to do next week. And like I said, if you want to play along next week, this is a kit out there you guys can download. So check it out. I tried to scan these, but they just don't scan very well, you guys. It was very grainy. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll put some of these in a kit. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But anyway, that's what I've been playing with. And we'll do some of this next week as well. All right, let me put 1954 Buffalo. Let me put this aside, and we shall get going. All right, so this is all my stuff for next week. So let me show you what we're going to do today. So today, put that aside. Today we're going to be working on, hey Kim, some of these background cards. So these we did last week, if you remember. And I know I had a couple of orders that I put in the mail, and I gave you guys some of the cards we made last week. That's what I've been doing. I've just been saving these on my desk, and then as I fill orders, I stick the cards in there. So this is kind of what we're going to be doing today. These are the backgrounds. So like I was saying, These are in the shop, and I've got all these linked in the description box. So if you guys want to go download crazy for you Backstage Pass holders, they're there for you, the links. But I added a few more backgrounds to the kits, the new kit, I should say. And you've also got these oversized ephemera pieces for your toppers. But some of y'all have asked me, like when I put out this new kit, you asked me, well, what do we do with these? Well, there's a lot you can do with these. Number one, you can create backgrounds. You know, you can use the ephemera pieces for clusters, which maybe we'll do. We'll see if we have time. Or you can use them as bookmarks. I mean, there's a lot you can do with these, you guys. So I thought we would play with these and try to take away some of the, I don't know if you guys are anxious, but some of the anxiety of working with these, because they're pretty great. So let's see. Alright, so I'm going to just cut these up. Now the new set, I think I called it, what did I call it? It's out there in the shop. Collage backgrounds, maybe paper backgrounds, something backgrounds, because it really is a paper set, and it's an easy way to create quick backgrounds using some of these collages. And like I said, this was inspired because Tim did this with some of his paper sets, and I thought, oh, I could do that. I have collages, and then that way I don't have to, you know, I can use my stash, not my cash, because I'm trying not to buy more things. I'm trying to de-stash things with the help of you guys. So let's see if maybe we can. I want to get to the point where if I need paper, I'm just going to print out what I need and not have, you know, stacks and stacks of paper. Kimmy might get upset. These are definitely not my yearbooks. When I was in Prescott, I got those at the flea market. And I think I got like 3 of them. So I have a couple more hanging around somewhere I have to find. But it was time to either get rid of them or to cut them up. And I definitely did not want to get rid of them. So I started cutting them up and making my collages. So we'll see. Alright, so I'm just cutting these right now. This is the kit that came out a week ago, maybe. This isn't the new one, but this is a newer one. And this is the one that we used the paper from Seven Plaza. And I don't know if you all saw, but she's giving out some more free ephemera. And I might play with it next week as well. We'll see. And if I do, I'll definitely link her channel. She's very generous. Alright, so I've got these cut out. Let's just see what we can do. So I ended up using some of my fancy dies to cut some of the edging, as you can see here. I think the first thing I want to do is I want to, look at that paper, I want to probably glue down to make some backgrounds. So let's do that. And I'm going to use this because I can. Oh, I didn't even realize that the Etsy stores sell old yearbooks. That's interesting. Well, Robin, now you know. I don't know how much they're charging, though. Hopefully not too much, right? Alright, so let me see. Am I going to be able to do this? Maybe I will glue them first, and then I'll cut them. Alright, so I'm going to just glue these down and create some backgrounds. And this is what the new kit does for you. So instead of having to cut these out and glue them out, I went to Photoshop and I made them into backgrounds. So I don't know if I printed them out. So they're all, you know, together. They don't have the lines in between. So you'll be able to easily just print and go. The paper that I use, I get from, where do I get it from? Staples, I think. And it's the Hammer Mill. And it's the bright white used for laser printers. I like the bright white. So that's what I use for my printing. And it's very lightweight. If I want heavier paper, I will print it on lightweight just because I think it looks better on the bright white paper. And then I will glue it onto heavier cardstock. Lee, you pick up your books at your recycling center? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, the older ones are best, I think. You don't want to get one from last year. Kids will have piercings and I don't even know what. Oh my gosh. Not that that's a bad thing, but I go for the old vintage traditional look, personally. But yeah, wherever you can find them, we're going to, like I said, we're going to play with them next week. So hopefully I'll have more items cut out. Hey, Debbie. So yeah, so if you missed in the beginning, one of the kits I'm going to start working on, I'm going to make a sourdough journal book. And I don't know how fancy it's going to be initially because I just want a book to be able to document. I want to document, like, I'm trying different recipes, different rising time, different folding methods, different temperatures. I'm trying different ones. I mean, my sourdough actually has been pretty good to the point where I'm actually selling a few of them in town, which is nice. I'm part of this, like, co-op, I want to say. They have, like, fresh cow milk. Now I'm offering my fresh sourdough bread. And it's kind of fun. It's all natural. But I'm going to create a journal book so I can start documenting some of my progress on my sourdough. So I'll share that with you once it's available, and I'll just give it to you guys. So if any of you guys do sourdough, you can download it and have a little notebook to document some of your successes. All right, so here's what you would do. If you buy the individual kits that are separated, to make the collage background, you just cut them and glue them on paper. And you're going to get something, you know, like this, or like this, right? This is one I put out there. But it's just a background, and that's really what these are. These are backgrounds to be able to just create some cards. So let me cut these out. We're going to fussy cut some of these. And I made these images oversized because they're going to be the focal point. They're going to be the focal point of your card. So I've been really into quick and easy cards lately. I know some of us like to get all crazy and extravagant, but recently I've just been into quick and easy cards, and I made one, and we'll do this one today too. I made this pocket one because look at, remember these clusters we made? So if you want to make matching clusters to go with your card, one of the kits, and I think it's the Love Notes kits, you can make your own clusters and they will be matching. So that I thought was a cute idea. And then of course I had to use one of my Tim Holtz paper dolls with the Happy Mail. And then this one is just so vibrant and pretty. And then with one of the kits that we put out there, has the sentiments. So I couldn't have asked for a sweeter friend. So you guys, I've made card making so easy for you guys. You can easily print these out. You know, if you don't have time to do the backgrounds that we did last week, but you want to get a couple quick cards, I'm putting more and more of these card fronts out there for you using some of the digital items. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed that. With keeping true to my vintage self, of course. You know, trying to keep to my Tim Holtz stuff without going out and buying new items. It's ridiculous how much Tim Holtz items I have. I shared with you when we were creating one of the days all of my metal embellishments. So I might put together some little kits of metal embellishments because, again, I just have way too many. You are getting some metal embellishments in your steampunk kit. And that reminds me, so the steampunk class is mid next week. All the kits have been sent out. So if you are going to make one of those journal books and you want a kit, I'm going to be shutting down the kits in the next week or so because they take me a minute to put together. So if you have not purchased and signed up for your steampunk kit and class, do so in the next week. And on my next newsletter, I will remind y'all, but take that as your final warning. Because, yeah, I need to start getting ready for that class. And I'm going to have some goodies like I always do for y'all in my classes. So even if you don't buy the kit and you want to attend the class, be sure to sign up because that's how I have the mail list to send out some of the freebies that I have. And for those of you that have gotten your kit, do you like your kit? Have you gone through it? Have you pulled out some of the stuff and taken a little peek? I always try to be very generous with my kits without breaking the bank. And if you've noticed, I haven't put any new scrapbook items in the shop because I as well am trying to not spend money. But I had an idea. And we'll see what you guys think. So, you know how we have Christmas in July? I was thinking about doing like a Halloween in a month, you know, and I want to put together like a Halloween kit because I've done Christmas kits before where we've made Christmas cards and we have so many Christmas stuff, you guys. I want to do Halloween because I have some really great ideas, and then I'll put together like a box of, you know, a kit, so to speak, where it would have die cuts and it would have remnant rubs and it would have paper, and then we would make, I don't know, maybe about 5 or 6 cards for Halloween. And I know not everybody does Halloween, but I love Halloween. Love Halloween. And like I said, I know we have Christmas in July, but I really would love to be able to do Halloween early. I don't know. What do you guys think of that? Maybe do Christmas and Halloween. I don't know. We'll see. You want to get better at beignets? Yes, I like beignets. I have several sitting on my shelf. But yes, I like them too. I'm just going to keep cutting as we're talking. So, what do you guys think of that idea? I mean, would you rather... And I know, Kim, you don't do the holidays. So, I don't know. I mean, maybe should we just do... Because my class that's coming up is the steampunk class, and then I have nothing else planned. So, I had ordered some of these pastel tags, and I'm fighting with the manufacturer. It's been 3 months and I still haven't got them, so I'm gonna have to probably just get a refund or something, because I think 3 months waiting for tags is just a little too long. So we'll see, because I was thinking about doing another book kind of like we did Halloween and Christmas, those books that we did. I was thinking about doing something like that for spring. But I'm having trouble getting my supplies. Halloween in May or June. Yeah, exactly, Sharon. Something like that. So, I just don't know if there'd be enough interest. But then that way... Debbie, you have more of that than Christmas? Yeah, I have probably equal amounts of Halloween and Christmas because I do my 7 Days of Halloween series, and that typically is just Tim Holtz product. But we'll see. So yeah, so I was thinking about that. But again, when I do the kits, you know, it's a little bit of an investment. So I think I'll, you know, if you guys are interested in that, I'll start sorting out my kits. And maybe we'll do something fun like that. And then maybe I should do a vignette. I don't know. A while ago, I did a candy shop vignette one time. It was more of a wall hanging, I guess. And then I also did a Halloween one. God, it just takes so much time, you guys. And I've been into my sourdough lately, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, we're definitely going to do something this year, but I don't know. I haven't got it all worked out yet. Alright, I'm almost done fussy cutting these guys. Let me just do this last one. So we're chit-chatting, right? So tell me, you guys, how was your week? Did you guys get anything accomplished? Who has tomorrow off? I do. I'm very excited. I took Friday off. Oh, that's new for me as well. I had to go in and get my... I had to meet with my oncologist. I told you guys that I meet with my oncologist every 6 months now. And had blood drawn last week. My blood levels are excellent. Everything looks great. And my bone density scan was normal. Perfect. So I am normal. Hooray for that. So, yeah, with the surgery I had when I had cancer, there's only a 5% chance that I will get it. And they said if it does reoccur, it could be like in the lungs, it could be in the lymph nodes under my arms, but very small percentage. Of course, still having problems with my joints, but it's just part of it. But yeah, I was very happy. I'm always happy when I get good news. I mean, I fear one of these days I'm going to go in and they're going to say, we see something. That's not any fun. But I'll take it. I'll take the win. All right. Perfect. Okay, so here are our cuts. The other thing I linked for you guys, normal, Kim, meaning my levels were exactly where they should be. So that's normal. All right, I also linked this. This is from the Love Notes kit. And this is that little pocket that I put on one of the cards. So I like this because look at how good that matches. So I thought maybe we could do something with that. And then if you don't want to put, you know, one of the little images on there, you can just use that. But that says Happy Valentine's Day. You still might be able to cover it if you wanted to. Oh, Debbie, hand surgery. Yeah, probably a bit before you craft, girl. But hopefully everything... Oh, you're trying to be funny? I thought you were asking what normal was. Yeah, I think I'm relatively normal. I think I am. I know there's a lot of crazy people out there. I don't consider myself necessarily one of those crazy people. I don't know, maybe y'all think I am. Sometimes I don't necessarily get the joke when it comes to my cancer, Kim, because, yeah, I guess I can joke about it now, but it was not a happy time for me. Too young to be dealing with that stuff. Alright, so I did ask the question, so has anybody here purchased the kit for the class, and if so, have you opened it? I didn't see that anybody commented on that. You do have some items that you will have to cut out, so I would recommend, if you do have the kit, to get it opened. And I'll be sending out a newsletter soon to you guys that have purchased the kit. But yeah, let me know what you think. Alright, here's the walnut stain, Robin. It's making an appearance. So this is just to get out some of that white when I fussy cut. You know, sometimes you can still see the white on the paper. I love this paper. If you guys haven't seen it, it's kind of distressed. So it's just not plain teal, but it's got that distressed look, which I really like. Surprise, surprise, right? Okay, and then let's see. I guess we're doing the pocket card first. So the way that I do this pocket is I try to find a flat surface here, and then I adjust so I can do the bottom fold first. That's kind of where I start. Okay. So I do the bottom fold, and then once I do that, I guess I wasn't very good at it, then I do the sides. And you want to basically have it where it's flat so the circle, you know, comes around. So and then for the sides, again, you can kind of see where the corner starts to go round. So just find that corner and then your bottom here, and it should fold nicely to make a nice little pocket. Alright, let's see. There's my corner, and there's my corner and corner. Alright. My glasses are about to fall down. Ugh, that's not even. Alright, let's see. No, that's not even either. Alright, let's see if we can just fold it and figure this out. Because I'm not doing a very good job with my scoreboard here. Yeah, that's pretty good, I guess. You just want to make sure your corner is flush with your corner here. That's not bad. Alright. You all probably can do a better job than at it than me. Okay, so there's your little pocket. And then I think we're going to use this one. So let me figure out. Ooh, look at how pretty that is. Do you like that, or do you like the pink better? What do you think? You guys tell me. I'm going to cut this up. Tell me if you like the pink or the green better for this. I know what I like, but I want to see what you guys like. So let me just... And yeah, I think January is a terrible month to release new items because we've just come off of Christmas. A lot of people aren't buying in January, and I've heard a lot of people so yeah, so I'm not sure how many people are running out and buying Tim's new paper yet. I mean, I'm sure it will do well. His paper always does well. It's always so beautiful. But if you guys, you know, if you're on the Backstage Pass and you want to get some of these collage backgrounds, that's the new kit that we're playing with today. So Go download it, y'all, and start making. So what did we decide? Did we decide green? I like the pink. I like green. Oh, we got one for green, one for pink. Guys, got to give me some tiebreakers here. Maybe we'll do one of each. I mean, it would go with either one. Look how beautiful that is. All right, I'm going to cut this out real quick. I'll be right back. You guys decide if we're doing pink or green or both. Are we doing both? We're doing pink? Okay, so the die set that I'm using is the Stitch die set. I love this die set. One of both will work, Robin. Okay, 2 pinks, 1 green. But we can do both. So yeah, I'm using the Stitch die set, and it's a classic die set, and I just think it's fantastic. If you don't have a Stitch die set, I think it's kind of a staple as far as, you know, what to have in your classroom. All right, so in your classroom, in your craft room. All right, so we have 1 green, we have 1 pink. It's really, really, really pretty, right? So let's go ahead. We'll do 1 with the pocket and 1 without the pocket. How's that? So yeah, I like this a lot. When I was going through some of my die sets and I was figuring out what to destash, I just passed right by this one because yeah, I use this one. And you know what? When I think about destashing, it's not about getting rid of what you use, right? It's about getting rid of what you don't use, because really, why are we hanging on to things we don't use? I mean, especially after, I've shared this with you guys before, the move from Arizona was just, oh my God, it was just ridiculous. We had so much stuff. And if we ever move again, that's another thing that happened last week. The kitchen sink backed up. So first we had the plumbing, you know, and then we had the kitchen sink back up. So the plumber came out again, but I think we're finally in good shape. All right, I'm trying to decide where this is gonna go. I don't think that's even. Let's see. Oh well. It'll do. The septic, yes, we did. Well, at least for the time being. This summer we're going to have to replace the pipe from the house to the septic tank. But yes, thanks Robin for asking. I think we're okay for now. Alright, so the card I'm making is this one right here. With the little pocket. So and again, your image does not necessarily have to be on the pocket. It could be a little bit lower. I think, gosh, I love that. Love that. I think maybe I'll do that. I mean, there's a lot of ways we can go, guys. I mean, that's beautiful too, right? Man, I can't decide. I don't know. Well, let's glue this down first. And then we can, see, it is off. This, no, it's even. All right. Yeah, now that we have a good, I mean, that's part of the struggles, right? Coming from another state is you don't have your contacts. But now that we have a good plumbing company, we're good. Alright, I think I really like this one. What do you guys think of that one? That's pretty cool, right? With all the little envelopes coming out. So let's do this. And then I had an idea. That's how it always starts, guys, right? I had an idea. Oh, I had an idea. I can even do maybe a label. I don't know. We'll think about a label. So I have these big paper dolls, right? We've seen these before. And I thought about, that'd be cute. That'd be cute. That's not the idea. Stay focused, Monica. About cutting this down and maybe putting one of the paper dolls, but I kind of feel like I wanted to do a woman, but it doesn't have to be. I mean, what's wrong with her nose? She's got a booger. I don't know. Alright. There. Ooh, I like that guy. Let's see. I mean, I've got old postcard. Ooh, that's an idea. An old postcard would be fun. It's oversized, though, so it would hang out too tall. That would be a really good idea to use an old postcard. I need to get my crash cart here with all my stuff. This is what I'm looking for, my sander. Tina, you're lurking in the background. Glad you said hi. Tina, did you get that vintage receipt book yet? You're going to really like it. All right. So let's put this here. And let's see, that's pretty good, right? I like it. And then putting one of these. So that's what we got to figure out, right? And I'm sure I have a new one hanging around, but the idea was to you love good, I'm glad. Oh, maybe this is maybe what we'll do. So, oh yeah, I like this. Maybe we'll do something like this, guys. All right, perfect, perfect. See, sometimes we just got to think about what we want to do, right? All right, so this needs to be trimmed down. So, got to figure out exactly where this is going to go. Maybe I'll trim this down first. Okay, so she doesn't quite fit, so we definitely have to do a little trimming. When I say trimming, I think of that Cinderella song where they're saying, I will do the sewing and you go get the trimming. When they're singing and they're telling the mice to go get the trimming for the dress. Yes, the trimming. I think I'm going to round this. So we'll do that. We're getting there, we're getting there. So this will go in here, right? But I'm just thinking out loud. What if, is that what we want? Or do we want to keep it matchy-matchy and pull this up? I mean, the colors work. The colors work, so I think we'll be okay. And that's about the size I probably want it. Maybe a little bit more. All right, so let me figure out. So I guess probably keep her head above. I did something like this when I made that Titanic journal. Loved that journal. I think Suzanne bought that journal. Yeah, and I loved it. I think it was, I might make another Titanic journal actually. I have the paper, right? It's a kit. So maybe I'll make another one. All right, so let me trim this down. Robin, did you ever sew your old house? I don't know if I've asked you about that recently. Just curious. Being a nosy Parker. And then let's see if we can line this up. Nope. Robin. Oh my goodness. So is it just sitting empty, lady? Or I can't imagine. Okay, so let's see if we can try to do this straight. All right. A large storage facility. All right. Well, at least you're getting some use out of it. All right. Let's see if we can round this. Probably should have thought of that before I glued her on, but I got it to work. And I think I need. Let me see. I need to vintage this up a bit. Where's my walnut stain? even her. I mean, it's very slight, but still. Okay, so there's that. And then we'll figure out how far we want her to go down. I'm thinking, I probably don't want her head sticking out. Maybe I should have gone down a little farther. Is it too late? That's never too late. Can we maybe go down a little farther? Okay. How far do I want it to go? Let's see, because it has to go in an envelope, remember that. So we gotta probably about right there. Okay, so here's the face. I think I need it to be about like that, guys. Alright, let's try that again. So the glue will go to about right here. Sometimes, you know, you have an idea, but it's not always completely thought out. But that's okay. I mean, it's just paper. We can make it work. Alright. Oh, that's crooked. That's crooked. Monica, come on, girl. Alright, let's see if we can straighten that up. That's better. Get some of that glue off. Okay. And then figure out how far she has come down here. Let's cut it right at that pink. Oh, excuse me. My goodness. Oh, I know what else is new for me. I don't know if I shared with you. Maybe I did. I told you guys that we bought half a cow meat, right? So I made a pot roast with one of the roasts last night. Oh, it came out so good, you guys. So good. Thank you. I think we're going to be eating that meat. We have meat for the next 3 years. Crazy. But that's alright. Okay, so and that could be like a little note card if you want, right? To put on the back. You can put little notes on the back if you wanted. But this can go right here. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Let me see if I can glue this down a little bit more. There, I like it. Alright, so that's that one. And if you don't like that, you know, like I said, you can put clusters in the pocket. You know, whatever. It's just a really cute idea to have a little, it's not real interactive, but kind of interactive, right? I mean, that's still popping up a little bit. I probably should cut this a little bit more. Let's see. Just a little bit. Alright. Alright, what do you guys think of that one? Pretty good? Easy? Easy way to use some of these background collages, right? Alright, yeah, that's good. So there's one, and then of course, you know, I'll put something in the inside. If I want to put a little sentiment, I mean, I could, right? Push her back. I don't need to, I don't think, though. Unless I wanted to put it up there. No, I think it's fine. Yeah, very, very easy. Alright, so that's the one. Where's the pink? Here it is. Okay, it's getting buried. Okay, so this one, I mean, again, you can add extra collaging if you want to. In fact, maybe we will. We'll do bigger. I like it. Look at all the collaging in the background. So, just again, more interest, right? Let's. I mean, if you wanted this, that's an idea. If you wanted this to be a pocket, you could. I think I'll just use it as a collage, though. Let's see. I mean, the theme is male, right? So you can do like a little male theme. And then let's move that over a bit so we can, let's see, something like that, I think. That's cute. Push your boundaries. And then we can maybe put a little sentiment there. Right? Okay, Sharon, I love it. She's perfect for the pocket. I'm making a birdhouse vignette spring theme and I'm stumped. I've been selling Christmas theme and they're easy, but this one, well, yeah, you're going to have to share it once it's done. So do you buy the birdhouses at like Michael's or something, or where do you get your base? So this can go like that, a little off-centered. And what I like about these, especially when it is a printable, if you wanted to create a 3D, you guys, you could print this twice and have the post pop up a little bit. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can make this a little bit fancier if you want it to be, you know, fancy pants. And not too simple. But there's a lot of ways with printables, with digital, that you can zhuzh it up a little bit. Okay. All right. So there's the pink one. All right, so same printable, same digital, right? But two different cards. So this one has the pocket with the girl, and you can put a little note or something here if you wanted to. And of course, you're going to have your sentiment inside. And then yeah, digital paper, I agree, Kim. As I work down my stash, digital paper will be my go-to. But yeah, so there's two real easy cards using those background collages, guys. Let's go ahead and do another one. If you guys are up to it. This one is a little bit more of the traditional colors. It's not the pastels, but we can do that, right? This is, again, one of the digitals in the shop. And I think I want to, yeah, I'm going to want to cut it. So let me trim this real quick, guys. But let's think about what we're going to do here. I think I have some postal, yeah. See, these are going to be great. Kind of busy, but maybe we'll do some sort of something to calm it down. We'll figure it out. We always do, right? So let me trim this, and I shall be right back. Sharon, I'd love to see your finished projects. They sound really, really fun. All right, so for this, again, I only cut out green and pink, which I don't think is the best colors, but let me see. And this is pretty large to begin with. Maybe I don't need a background. Yeah, maybe we'll just do the white. So this is what I was thinking, guys. I know it's very bold. Maybe we can come up with something. Okay, so I'm going to glue this down. Yeah, I think the white background kind of calms it down a bit. So I've got some really great images here. Love this one with the, that's a Norman Rockwell if you didn't recognize that. But let me see. Some of these are just kind of vintagey. Super cute. I've used this one before as well. But trying to figure out. Look at this. I've got this vintage label here sitting on my desk. But maybe, see, that's still too busy. What do you guys think? I mean, I need something to tone it down. Yeah, you know, I really didn't need to on these, Kim. It was, they didn't really come through too much. Alright, so what are we going to do? I guess we could do black and white. Yeah, the boy is really cute. I just feel it's just so busy. The guy in black looks less busy. This one. Let me see. I mean, maybe we could do something like this. What do you guys think of that? I mean, that's a little less busy, right? A little less busy. Look how cute that is. But I like the background. I think I might do something like this. And then maybe we'll put a label. Let me see if I can find a label. Got all these labels here. Okay, so I got all these labels. Let's see. Stay with me. What else we got here? Shipment. Oh, that's perfect. Look at that. Yes, let's do that. Okay, so even though I'm using these bright colors, I'm throwing in some of my throwing in some of my browns. Me browns. All right, so something like that, I think. And I liked. Was this the one I was looking at? There was one of these, and this again, this is from one of my kids. It said Postman on it, but this isn't the one. So I guess we won't do that. Post office. Look at that. That says post office. Maybe we can do. Well, then the post office doesn't show. That's kind of silly, Monica. Let's see. Is that an outhouse? I think that's a postal door. I don't think it's quite an outhouse, but maybe. I don't know, you guys. Maybe. So, let's see. Maybe I can't use this. It was a good idea, though. Alright, let's figure out this first. So I think this will just go a little higher. An outhouse. Who said that? Kim, of course. Of course Kim said that. Outhouse. You guys are crazy. Okay, so we'll do this. And I think the brown tones kind of calm it down a bit. Hopefully you guys agree. But I love the background, right? And then I can just spread him out a little farther. And I just printed these, if you can believe it or not, on regular printer paper. And I liked how thin and movie they are. So someone was asking me about my paper. Sometimes I just use regular printer paper, especially if I know it's just going to be part of a background. I mean, why not, right? It's still, you know, I mean, look how vibrant the colors are, especially if you have good digitals. The vibrancy of the color will still show through. All right, that looks excellent, if I do say so myself. Good composition. Kim says so too. All right, perfect. So yeah, so even though this was a really busy background, you guys, I think this works. I mean, this would be a really cute, just a regular card if you want to send a card to somebody, right? So we've got some of the pastels here. We've got still vibrant colors, but we added some brown. Let's do one more. Where am I at with time? But yeah, hopefully you guys have seen what you can do with, you know, backgrounds now. A little over an hour. I know, like I said, when I put the kits together and I put them out there, some of you guys asked me, well, what do we do with these? And I'm like, oh, so many things you can do with these. I mean, keep in mind, like I said, you have ephemera pieces you can cut out and use the ephemera on its own if you want to create clusters. Maybe that's what we'll do. Let's create a cluster. But yeah, there's so much you can do with these, you guys. Don't limit yourself. That cat's cute, isn't it? Look at that cat. Alright, so I'll do a little cluster with that cat. Let's see what I got here. Okay, so this is one of the ephemera pieces on the collage sheet, right? And then we'll just start building on it. Let's see. Yeah, sometimes if you are so focused on the end result, you don't get a chance to just play. And that's why my desk is a mess, because I've been doing some playing. Because I've been doing the, cut that in half maybe. Because I've been doing the sourdough bread, you know, it's taken away from my crafting time, but it's kind of what I'm enjoying right now, so that's what I'm doing. Where's my punch? Alright, so let's do this. Okay, and this will go right there. So this will be another idea for the pocket, right? So I said we could do clusters, so let's do another idea for the pocket. Gotta make it not any wider than this, so we'll use this as a base. So that it can't be any wider than that. So that's good. And let's see. Leave that like that. Maybe we'll do something like this. Maybe something like this. All right. So another thing I can just do, you know, just sit down and do clusters. I love making clusters. They're just really, really fun. Okay. Okay. And oh, I shouldn't put all that glue right there, right? But we'll put something behind that. I saturated that with glue, y'all, right there. Let me see what I can find here. So I can't go any farther than that. There we go. There we go. That'll square it off. But let's make it a little bit longer, right? Let me see. Yeah, there we go. Alright, sorry, I'm thinking, that's why I'm not talking. Concentrating. But yeah, I mean, we've done clusters. We've done clusters before, guys, and they're just very enjoyable. I hope you guys actually do take some time to create clusters, because I really enjoy them. And I think you guys would enjoy making them too. Alright, so this could easily fit here, right? Make sure there's no glue sticking. There we go. How far down does that go? There we go. So yeah, so that's what I was saying about clusters. You can easily add, you know, clusters to these as well, if you didn't want to do, you know, a card. But it's lots of ways you can go on this. You could even put this on a card if you wanted to. Cute. Now let's do that to give it a little bit more stability. So yeah. Because this is very thin paper. And just like that. And then I left this loose here. Let's see. I think we're going to do a remnant rub, guys. You guys thought we would have a session without... We already got the paper doll. It's not my typical paper doll, but I think those big paper dolls count. But did you really think we were going to have a session where we don't use remnant rubs? If you thought that, then clearly you don't know me. But I know you guys do. Kitty is cute. It is cute, isn't it? I just got some of my backgrounds, and I just created tickets, and that kitten was on one of my backgrounds. Cute. Alright, so remnant rubs. Oh, and then we'll call it a day. Alright, boy, this test is messy. Should we do a stay with me? It's cute, right? Stay with me. I like that. I'm going to add that. Alright, let's see what we got here as a remnant rub. I could do numbers. We can do a little sane. Let's see. That's Halloween. We don't want to do Halloween. Let's see. Oh, here's some cute ones. God, these are sticking together. Follow your heart. One lucky day from the heart. Let's see, together. Found art. She's brave. One of a kind. Should we do that? Let's see. Got some Halloween stuff going on in here. Alright, let's see. Love you more. Oh, that fit? I don't know if that'll fit. Right here. She is brave. Oh, that's cute. Love the journey. Life is good. The sweetest thing. I don't know if that'll fit though. Dream. Let's just do dream big. Why not? Oh, seek the good. Can't decide. Let's do one of a kind. Why not? Just a little sane. One of a kind, because there's room there, right? Let's do a little. One of a kind. There we go. And then I'm just going to stick this, I think, right there. That's cute. Just because this is brown, and I kind of want to keep the color tone, you know, I want to add a little bit more brown. Too many choices. Yeah, you're right, Kim. Too many. Alright, so let's just put this here. I'm going to leave that loose because I like that. And then, that's cute. Let me put these remnant rubs away. Oh boy. Okay. There we go. Alright, so there's the second idea I was telling you about. So for the little pocket, you know, if you don't want to, or if you don't have the big, you know, girly girls, you can create your own little collages, and there you go. So a couple ideas. Alright, so that's all I had today. Again, my goal, and hopefully I accomplished it, was to give you guys some ideas on how to use these collages. Like I said, Tim New Paper Set kind of focuses on collages, right? If you haven't checked it out, he puts some of his collages on paper as backgrounds. But if you are on a non-spend zone and you are a Backstage Pass holder, these backgrounds won't cost you anything because you've already paid for your membership. So go to the shop and download these backgrounds. I mean, there are all sorts of pastels you can use for, February. And create some little note cards that you can, send to your friends. Who knows? Maybe you guys will get one from me because y'all are my friends. But yeah, that's it for today. I really hope you guys try the backgrounds. Like I said, several of you said you didn't know what to do with the backgrounds. No, Kim, the kitten is not one of the digitals. It was one of the ones I had in my paper stash. So no, unfortunately, the kitten isn't part of it. I made tickets out of some of my backgrounds, and that was part of it. I created a little ticket. So no, the kitten's not part of it. Sorry. But there are a lot of other fantastic backgrounds. So give them a try. Really easy, quick way to create cards, and they're fun spring colors. So, you can easily pop out some spring cards. And I love the mail theme. You probably have noticed that I have the mail theme in a lot of my digitals. Yeah, check it out. They're fun to make. And if you don't do collages, try them out. They're fun, especially these clusters. Like I said, just cut out some of your backgrounds and just start layering. Just make clusters. All right, everybody, have a wonderful week. And if you have tomorrow off, enjoy your day off. I would say maybe I would pop in, but I have to clean this room, so it's doubtful that I'll pop in. But I'll definitely be back next Sunday. And a reminder, if you have not bought the kit for the class, I'm going to be closing that down in a couple weeks. So get the kit, sign up for the class if that's your intention. Otherwise, if you snooze, you lose. All right, y'all. We'll see you later.